Happy Sunday. So I've been problem solving how to work with the heat with our new HVAC system. As you know, the HVAC system has a low limit switch now, the new one we had installed. So it shuts itself off once it overheats, and we never know when it's going to overheat. And once it shuts itself off, it doesn't turn back on for 45 minutes. Which in the summertime has been okay, but in the wintertime can be really problematic. So I'm working with the HVAC company to see if we can turn the gas down so it's not burning so hot, so it doesn't overheat. But one of the ways that you can combat it is, and I may do this automatically, is turn the heat down to like 96, 97. So that way when you get here, the heat will probably already be to 96, 97, and then you can just turn it up so it will have stopped and cooled down. One of the ways that I've been dealing with it in class is I turn the system off right when I get here so that it can have time to cool down so it doesn't hit the limit switch. And then I turn it up 2 degrees at a time. So I'll turn it from 96 to 98, let it heat up to 98, it'll shut itself off. I wait 5 or 10 minutes and then I turn it up to 100, and then it'll shut off once it hits 100. So I incrementally have been taking the heat up, and I have not had it shut off at all. So that's one strategy that you can try this winter, is by incrementally turning the heat off and letting it cool down for 5 or 10 minutes. I'm also going to see if they can't put a higher limit switch in, but I'm going to see if they can, instead of having it shut off for 45 minutes, once it hits the high limit switch, maybe shut off for 10 minutes would be much better. But I've also installed a mister system. So you may see this extra little nozzle here. So this is the regular nozzle for the steam generator. So that's off, this is on. So there's this extra nozzle over here. And this is designed to raise the humidity super high right at the beginning of class. So to turn it on, all you do is turn it to the side, and then you'll see the misters going. Okay, so the misters go the whole way down the studio. And when it's really hot in here, a lot of the mist evaporates. Some of the misters are hitting the ceiling, and once they hit the ceiling, they do drip a little bit. But when the ceiling's really hot, as soon as it hits it, it evaporates. So I've been experimenting with it, and what's been working really well for me is I'll turn it on for like 4 or 5 minutes as I'm getting set up, I'm getting my music turned on. Another thing that you can do to help is I have this fan up here, and plug is right here. So you can plug the fan in, and that blows up. So it circulates the hot air up above, down below, versus all the heat rises and it kind of stays there. So you can turn that fan on. And then there's also this fan. So I'm kind of by the thermostat. There's another fan plug here. And if you look up, you might not be able to see it, but if you look up, there's a fan up there, also pointed straight up. So again, it helps to circulate, to blow the hot air that's settled up top down below. So Mr. System's still going, and you can see it does kind of create some water on the floor. So to have the added benefit of the room is it 90% humidity and you sweat right off the bat at a lower temperature. I've just been showing up just a little bit earlier, letting it run, and then I either grab the dry mop that we use at the end of class, or I've been using a towel. I'll get your feedback, but I'm thinking about putting like a little towel hook on the wall with a towel just to dry this up, because it will need to be dried up. So let it run. Whenever you're done, turn it off. Now it will drip a little bit because it sprayed up and it hit the ceiling, so it condensed up on the ceiling. So you will get a few drips for the next probably 2 or 3 minutes, but then I just go through with the dry mop and mop up what's on the ground. So literally in 5 minutes before class starts, you can do what would take the steam generator an hour to do, you can have done in 4 minutes by heating up or by increasing the humidity in the studio. So mop up the floor if you decide to use that after you're done, and then just let students know, hey, we had misters running to get the humidity up before class, so just be careful. There might be still some drips coming down off the ceiling. The floor might be a little slippery, so just be careful as you're going in to set up. And the drips are stopping within 3 to 4 minutes. If the ceiling's really hot, the drips stop within like a minute or two. So I don't think it'll be a problem. You don't have to use it, but if you like really sweaty, humid classes and it's not really getting hot enough, use the misters. I'm also researching and looking into far infrared heaters that I can have put up on the ceiling. So just in case it's not hot enough in here, or we've reached the high limit and it's going to be 45 minutes before the heat kicks back on, we can't go 45 minutes without active heat in the studio in the winter. So I'm looking into far infrared heaters. We would be able to switch on and have far infrared heaters. They're just a little bit of an investment. So hopefully I'll be able to get that sooner than later. But if you have any suggestions for us down here in Cottonwood for our heat to make sure that we have a really amazing winter, I'm totally open to all suggestions. And I love you and hope you're having a great day, and hope this makes your yoga classes extra sweaty.